Yo, what's up everybody, KingGBL here, and welcome back to some Battle League. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing Buff Thundershock. This move update is going to make a big difference for these two Pokemon you're seeing on screen, Morpeko and Stunfisk. Morpeko especially, I think this is going to be one of the best safe swaps, if not the best safe swap in the league. Now, I'm going to be showcasing a Pokemon probably tomorrow at this point, which I think might be the best safe swap in the entire game at this stage. However, Morpeko cannot be ignored. This Pokemon's going to be very, very good. So if you think about the moveset, we have Aura Wheel, which is boosting our attack. We have Psychic Fangs, which is debuffing the opponent's defense. Thundershock is now doing more damage, and you can also run Seed Bomb as a safe swap, so if the opponent meets you with a Mud Slapper, it is possible to get off heavy damage, especially if it's a Mud Boy. You can basically look to one-shot a Mud Boy. So Morpeko definitely looking very interesting, and I think you're going to see an absolute ton of it this season. Now as for Stunfisk, a really interesting Pokemon. I've always liked this Pokemon, it just never really got the job done, right? You land one or two moves on Pokemon, like I think Toxapex, right? You land two moves, it doesn't even knock them out. Stunfisk with that extra damage, it's going to be able to get the work done a little bit better. You're seeing against this bulky Altaria. This farm down is looking a lot more possible than it usually is, and with Stunfisk's very unique typing of electric and ground, you're able to put in a lot of damage against a lot of different things. The opponent comes into Skarmory, we completely wall the moveset, and that's going to be GG's well played for the first one. Stunfisk is definitely very cool, but Morpeko is the sauce. It is the absolute sauce. You're going to see this thing everywhere. I think Stunfisk could be very cool for limited metas, and it will be cool for things like Show 6 tournaments, Battle Frontier, Gym Breakers, all that kind of stuff. You're likely to see a lot of Stunfisk and Morpeko if they're available. Now the team that you're seeing on screen is with Superior. I ended up swapping out to Jumpluff, and I think Jumpluff covers the weaknesses of Double Electric a lot better. It's a flying type, covers the Mud Slappers a little bit better. I don't necessarily recommend running this team, and if you do want to run this team, you maybe do need to safe swap Morpeko with a grass move, just to give you that extra coverage. But if Morpeko is not up against a ground type, Psychic Fangs and Aura Wheel just goes so hard. Let's hop on into the rest of the battles. If you haven't yet done so, drop a like in the video, light 100 likes on this video, light 100. Can we get some brand new subs here today? If you're brand new to the channel, or if you've been here for a while, you're not yet subbed, quickly pause the video, check in the bottom, see if you're subbed. We're getting super close to 6k, and I want to say a big thank you for all the support on the live streams and of course videos. Final little thing worth announcing here, as you can see behind the Discord thing, you can see Shadowclaw. I'm starting a new team for Battle Frontier next season called Shadowclaw. If you're interested in Show 6, if you've got experience in Battle Frontier, Gym Breakers, if you're very familiar with Show 6, ideally you would be a Legend player or pushing for boards, and if you would be interested in joining, feel free to let me know in Discord or in the comments down below and we can have a chat about that. I am entering a new team into North America next season, so feel free to let me know if you're interested in that. And if you are interested in it and you're not really looking to play, I'm going to be showcasing videos of our battles every week, so it should be very, very fun to do that. Anyway guys, we've got a little bit of Stunfisk versus Gator action here. As you can see, that doesn't one-shot them. Hydro Cannon would damn near one-shot me. I come into Superior. I'm not like dying about this gameplay here, because they can actually farm me down. I kind of wish it was a Shadow Gator. That Discharge would have done more damage, and we probably could have farmed them down before they got off the Ice Beam, but that's fine. We farm everything down, and it's GG's well played. Guys, stay tuned man, you're going to see some pretty crazy games with Morpeko just running for entire teams. Superior versus, why have I forgot this Pokemon's name? It's literally on screen, Malamar. I consider this to be a win for Superior. Frenzy Plant does a ton of damage here. We can survive any move here, no problem whatsoever. Even a Hyper Beam probably at this point. We could go for the Aerialist right away. I guess Malamar probably does win this matchup because they just go for the Superpower at this point, which gives us two options. We can shield farm it all the way down with Serp, or we can come in and farm it down with Morpeko. We're farming it down with Morpeko, bro. We're shocking this bad boy the whole way down. We're going to see what the opponent brings in. They bring in a Wigglytuff. Pretty unfortunate. I decided to get for a big damage with Aura Wheel here. This will chunk the opponent. Does about 70%. We're swapping out ASAP. The opponent comes into Clodsire, and this is very interesting for Stunfisk. They double resist our fast move, but we have super effective Mud Bombs. By the looks of things, 3 Mud Bombs plus Thundershocks will just about get it done. The opponent's EMP's on a potential Earthquake. They probably end up beating me, but I sort of do have to shield it. I think the opponent's win con here is to beat me twice probably, which I'm pretty fine with. They do go for Stone Edge. So at the very least, it's not Sludge Bomb. They will be a little bit slower to the moves, which is good. So they can't really bait me as quickly. That definitely helps out in this matchup. I'm assuming Stunfisk just about wins the 2s. We come into the Morpeko to draw back out the Wiggly, and basically get an energy lead with the Stunfisk once again. Yep, we get the shield off the opponent. Of course, the opponent does not want to get Psychic Fanged, and yeah, this should be pretty fine here, I think, at this point. The opponent will get off an Icy Wind, and they will make an Earthquake on the Clodsire. The Earthquake's definitely going to hurt a lot more. We have to let this go. Icy Wind coming through. We're going to sting it all the way, or sorry, I keep saying sting. Thundershock, we're going to Thundershock it the whole way down, and we do get a 4-1 there. One of the battles was with a different team, so I think we ended up going 3-1 with this team so far. So we switch out to Jumpluff, the opponent comes in with Skarmory, and then they come into Poliwrath. I should have built up to the Aura Wheel. I made a mistake in this matchup. I end up getting off a Psychic Fangs. The opponent will have to shield one of these unless they throw a move here pretty quickly. So I guess the good thing is we get off 2 of these, so no matter what, we get a shield off the opponent, and we get the opponent double debuffed. So I guess this kind of works out either way. The opponent maybe could have free energy, but maybe they weren't even at the move yet. I think probably the best way to play this matchup is build up to the electric move, beat the Psychic Fangs, and then throw the next Psychic Fangs immediately. You could probably get 2 shields off the opponent that way. We bring back in Jumpluff, we're going to farm it the whole way down. We bank in Acrobatics, take the Icy Wind, and they come into Skarmory, and then they come into Miltank. So we resist the fast moves. This is really good. I'm over farming as much as possible. I do want to throw in bad timing, and I do eventually throw the Mud Bomb. You do want to throw Mud Bomb most of the time if it's neutral. The opponent goes for the move right away. They don't do one and throw. I guess they were up to very close to 100 energy anyway. We one and throw here, another Mud Bomb. I think triple Mud Bomb is going to get this done, so this should be okay. We still are up a shield here at this point. I think I don't even have to call a bait, and I recognize here I can get this move off in bad timing, swap right into the Jumpluff, combo play with the Acrobatics, and then Stunfisk just completely walled Skarmory. We take it out here. By the way guys, I would recommend using Aurelius, so if you don't have Acrobatics, don't worry about it. Acrobatics only really comes in handy every so often. I'd probably prefer to have a Shadow with Aurelius, to be honest with you, for this team, but this is getting the job done perfectly fine. The opponent will commit to the farm down, we completely wall all of the moves. Brave Bird me daddy. The opponent will go for the Brave Bird. We can survive 2 of these easily. Stunfisk does not care. Stunfisk has a very decent bulk, very respectable Pokemon, and we're going to hop on into the next one. Marowak lead, fantastic for us. We want to catch this in the lead, and the opponent comes into their Toxapex. I do wonder if I should come into the other thing. I just realized, like, if you can get any opportunity to ramp up your Morpeko, you pretty much want to take that opportunity. This Pokemon ramped up goes absolutely insane. I go for the Psychic Fangs immediately. The opponent will most likely let this go. Basically, I'm going to shield this, right? I'm going to just start running through this Toxapex because they already shielded the first move. I'm going to run through this entire team with Morpeko if I can. They go for Brine. I think I miscount like a complete potato here. I end up going for the extra instead of going for the Psychic Fangs. Ideally, in an ideal world, you would want to throw the move a bit sooner there, and the opponent ends up going for a catch anyway. I catch in Dugong. This gives me a sort of minute to decide what I'm looking to do. I could stay on him for my second move, or I could like to swap out. I decided to swap out into the Stunfisk, bank the Psychic Fangs for later, and we're going to look to go for Discharge immediately. This is definitely a little bit awkward, and this is kind of what I was talking about with Stunfisk. It is a little bit tricky to build around, even though we're doing super effective to this, or we'd be doing super effective to a Gator, for example, which is where you'd want your electric Pokemon. They can still do super effective back to you, and it makes it a little bit awkward. I don't decide to throw my move there because I don't want to give the Marowak a big energy lead. I think I was kind of overthinking this matchup a little bit, because probably by the time they come in, it would have been fine, so I probably overthought it a little bit. I've got an energy lead on the Morpeko as well. I probably didn't need to kind of let them survive with the Dugong. That's perfectly fine. We get rid of the Toxapex, they come in and get a slap through, and this is where you definitely want to have Aurelius, because we could just go Energy Ball here, go for an Ace, and then it's just GG's at that point. However, this is kind of tricky, because I think the Dugong done something like 3 or 4 Ice Shards, so like this is kind of awkward here. I can't build up to back-to-back moves. I think Energy Ball must be 55 energy if I had to guess. Looks like 55 energy. I go for a Bone Club here. We're going to tap the move because I was expecting the swap from the opponent to try and snipe me here. I was pausing to watch for the swap. At this point, you can Fairy Wind all the way down and that's GG's. So you're seeing the power of Morpeko. It just ramps up, it goes crazy. You're seeing the weaknesses and the strengths of the, what's his face, Stunfisk. And now once again, this is another situation where you think, damn, if we had Ace, this would be a little bit better. You just sort of have to hope like, oh, we're debuffed, so like surely the opponent lets the move go now. Well, nope, or they just shield anyway. You would think like with a debuff, they might think, okay, we'll tank this easily, but no, they just shield the Acrobatics. It's perfectly fine for me. Acrobatics will still do a lot of damage. Lunge does not quite knock me out here. I just have to watch for the catch. The opponent goes for the catch a little bit early. I should have banked this energy and came straight into Morpeko, but we do end up chipping with the energy ball. The opponent lets it through, and we come into Morpeko. I decide to respect this move, and once again, I'm going to take the opportunity to try to ramp up as much as possible here. We do 4 and throw on the Aura Wheel. Actually, I go for 6 and throw just to CMP the opponent, get as much energy as possible. If they shield, I'll shield back, that's perfectly fine. Now we're back up to the normal attack. Back in comes the Ariados, and because we have so much energy, we can start going for super effective Psychic Fangs. I do wonder if I should have considered going for the Aura Wheel, because it does more raw damage, right? Psychic Fangs is a pretty low damage move. I think Aura Wheel probably would have one-shot them there. They end up shielding this move, which is cool. And yeah, I was kind of thinking like they're weak to electric in the back. I could put it all in Stunfisk, but I'm so ramped up at this point, I'm like, you know what? We're going all in with Morpeko, we're going to Thundershock it the whole way down, and hello Pidgeot. Meet Morpeko. This is going to do an absolute ton of damage, and we're going to come into the Stunfisk to clean it up here at this point. The opponent basically had no chance, and you know, double electric teams could be somewhat viable in the next season. A few seasons ago, I was running the ABA electric team, with Gudra, Water Gun Lantern, and Charjabug. I think Morpeko, it's definitely your electric of choice these days, and you do have some decent coverage, right? If you have Seed Bomb, you could probably hit back the Diggersby a little bit. You can go for the Aura Wheel, the Dark Aura Wheel on the second time around. You could go for Seed Bomb if you wanted to. Like I said, imagine if I had Seed Bomb right here. I would just be looking to absolute one-shot them, but this does a lot of damage anyway, so does it really matter at this point? Wait, can we Thundershock this down? I'm gonna shield. I'm gonna go for the Thundershock down. It's only single resisted. This is water and ground type. We're Thundershocking down the Whiscash with Morpeko, and we're gonna look to get off a move when it comes in. We're gonna go for this Aura Wheel. And at this point I'm like, bro, I'm gonna shield again. If he shields, I'm shielding. I'm gonna farm this down, and we're gonna try to beat the entire team with Morpeko. This Pokemon is gonna be a huge problem next season, guys, or this season, should I say. They go for Earliest, we farm it the whole way down, and the opponent comes into Bastiodon. Once again, we're going for the big Aura Wheel. This is going to do absolutely insane damage. That's a bulky Bastiodon. We're doing insane damage to it. I end up banking a little bit of energy coming into Stunfisk, and we're going to BM the opponent a little bit. Definitely, guys, get down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about Thundershock. Is it Cope? Is it Copium? Is it Cope Shock? Or is it W Shock? I don't know. Let me know, do you think it's good or not? Yeah, we're going to hop into our last battle. Today's video is slightly shorter. Like I said, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions, man. I haven't made a video about the move update, but I will say, like, I think overall it's slightly underwhelming, but I do think some of the changes, for example, the buffs to Fire Punch, Electric Punch, Lightning Punch, if you want to say the TCG version of it. Lightning Electric Punch. Yeah, that Electric Punch, it's kind of good on a few different Pokemon. Ice Punch definitely is, Fire Punch, Diggersby. Quite interesting that we have some more fast move pressure moves like the Fangs. I'm not a huge fan of the Fangs getting buffed. I think Thundershock, it's probably one of the most necessary updates that they've done. It definitely makes a lot of sense. Electric is pretty underrepresented in these metas, and maybe for Morpeko it's a little bit OP. I think people will be calling for a nerf to Aura Wheel next season. Like, I can really envisage this Pokemon just being a complete nightmare, and I think in Show 6 you might even see this Pokemon a little bit more. Anyway, guys, fantastic game. We get denied here. This is great. The opponent goes for Swifty. We're going to come into the Stunfisk, and we're going to commit to a massive Thundershock down here. The opponent comes into Diggersby, and unfortunately, this will be curtains for me, so we do end up losing the battle, and we go back-to-back 4-1s with this team. Like I said, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I'm going to be showcasing something that's went under the radar, which I think is super, super strong. Guys, if you ever get in these situations, the only way that you can possibly win is by no-shielding the move. You have to try to call it, right? Because, like, if they Fire Punch, you might have a chance, but apart from that, like, yeah, it's just GG's. If the opponent plays correctly, goes for Scorching Sands. Even if they do go for Fire Punch, with it being buffed, they probably still win anyway, so you might as well try to call it. We go for 1. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the new season. If you've not yet opened GBL, don't forget to put on a star piece before you hop in, and I'll catch you all next time.